Hello, welcome back to the channel, UpTheRedsTV with me, Andy. Okay, so this one is the pre-match warm-up for Inter Milan versus Liverpool in the Champions League tomorrow. And also we're going to get the fallout from Arne Slot's press conference, and also Alisson Becker, who was the player representative doing the press conference there. This video is meant to come out at 9 o'clock tonight. I will be surprised if it does come out then. It might be slightly later, so my apologies for that. Having said that, please like, please share, and please subscribe to this channel, and I'd be most grateful if you could do that. Okay, let's look at Inter then. Okay, see how far or how well they've done in the Champions League so far. So they've played 5 games, won 4, lost 1. They've scored 12 goals and conceded only 3. The teams that they've played Ajax at their place away, won 2-0. Played Slava Prague at home, a comfortable 3-0 win. Played Union Saint Gilles, if I pronounce that wrong, apologies. And away, they won that one 4-0. The only loss that they had was to Atletico Madrid, to a last-minute goal there. They lost 2-1. Okay, so they have 3 games left. Home to Liverpool, home to Arsenal, and away to Borussia Dortmund. So currently they lie in, well, they only need a couple of more results from those 3 fixtures to be guaranteed a top 8 finish. So yeah, obviously they lie in, is it 4th or 5th place in the table, and we are in 12th. They've got 12 points to our 9, so it's a game that Liverpool have to win, but we don't know what's going to happen, do we? It's a bit of a strange one, this, with all the shenanigans that are going in and around the club since the final whistle of the Leeds game. So yeah, Inter won 4-0 at home to Como at the weekend. They're at the top of the Italian league and competing on all fronts. Reds will have to be on their guard because they've got some extremely good forward attacking players, especially down the flanks. And obviously in defence, they've got a young lad that we want, Bastoni, or he's heavily linked with Liverpool, isn't he? So up front, Thuram plays for him. He scored 8 goals in 14. He's in a bit of a rich vein of form. He's also got Lautaro Martinez as his partner. Okay, so they complement each other. As I said, Inter are 4th with 12 points, Liverpool 13th with 9. So Liverpool take a very thin forward line squad with us today. 19-man squad. There's no Chiesa. He's poorly. Gakpo has picked up a knock against Leeds, and we know why. Salah's out of the not being chosen. So the 19-man squad: Ali Gomez, Van Dijk, Konate, Kirkes, Wirtz, Szoboszlai, Isak, McAllister, Bradley, Jones, Ekitike, Mama, Dashvili, Robertson, Gravenberg, Woodman, Nyoni, Ungamoa, and Lucky. So no, I've not made the last player's name up. He's called Lucky. Okay, Arne Slot's press conference. 10 minutes questions of Salah. But before I get on to that, he mentioned obviously Chiesa being ill and Gakpo injured. Italian journalist asked if Chiesa should be back in the Italian team. Obviously it's not for him to decide, but he said he likes Chiesa as a person and as a player. So So yeah, on the questions about Salah, look, you need to watch the interview. I'm not going to do it word for word or anything like that, because I want to speak about Alisson. Hence me wearing the goalkeeper's top. I'm happy about Slot's explanation why Salah was on the bench and why he's not on the plane to Italy. I've no qualms about that at all, and I've got somebody who backs me up on that in Alisson. So it's going to be a tough game. Arne Slot knows that. He's got a very thin squad, but what Arne Slot did say about the Salah situation was, I needed to try something different, and something different was to try and do a 4-4-2 with a diamond. And he looked at Cody, Gakpo and Isaac, and with Vert playing behind. So obviously I've been screaming for that formation for weeks and weeks ago when we were in this slump, and he's finally done that. So looks like this is the way forward. I mean, I'm not being funny about Mo Salah. He hasn't started the last 3 games. He's come in one of them, and we've not lost a game. Although the performances haven't been brilliant, have they? We haven't lost a game. So yes, we should have had 7 possibly points out of the 9, but we've got 5. But there's small shoots of recovery. Is that what I'm looking for? Well, it's a start, but does it go game by game now, or has this Salah situation made Liverpool's board come to the conclusion that they're going to give Onslaught a bit more time? I think that could be the case now. So yeah, really didn't want to say too much on. I mean, he was asked some really, really tough questions, and I thought he answered them really well. As I say, if you want to get onto YouTube, watch his press conference back, it's really, really good. But here's the important one for me before I name my team. Alisson, he came on. He had no idea that Salah was going to do that. It was a surprise to him and the rest of the players. He said that the important thing, what he says, is absolutely spot on. He said that there is an issue between the player and the football club, and it shouldn't be brought into the team's domain. By that, what he says is Mo Salah knew what he was doing, and he has to face the consequences of what he's done. I like that from a senior player at the club, because he said it's not about an individual, it is about the team. We are going through a rough patch. We have all got to stick together and get through this rough patch. And he said he hasn't spoken to Mo personally. He will have a conversation with him privately, and it's not for the media. He is the consummate professional footballer that you would like at Liverpool Football Club, because there were questions after questions that Slot, similar to what Slot was being asked, was asked for Ali's sort of like replies, and Ali said, "This is Liverpool Football Club. We are going through a rough patch. We are all in it together. There should be no distractions. The season's been hard enough, and we shouldn't be going through this. He also did say, although he sympathises with Salah and the club, and it is a situation that should have been kept behind closed doors, and it should have been private, and for those guys to discuss. Honestly, I cannot love the guy as much as I do, and as I say, hence me wearing this top, because if I had a cap, I would doff my cap off to him, because he said we've got a massive game coming up tomorrow against Inter, and he said, and all the thoughts about him and the team is about this game tomorrow. And the other thing that he said was, he was asked, are you backing Arne Slot? I thought it was a stupid question, and he said, of course we are, and then the reply came back, why? He said, well, he's won us the league last season, and he said, none of us expected to be where we are now, but, we have the full support in him finding the answers to get us out of this tricky situation. So yeah, I can't love the man enough than what he said. He answered every question that was put to him by the British journalist and the other journalists. I mean, there was one question asked by a British journal about what Wayne Rooney said. I mean, I ain't being funny, right? Anything that little squirt says doesn't come into the equation for me, and rightly so. And Ali turned around and says, well, look, I don't go on things like that. I don't read anything. He said, I've got a family of 3 children. They're my, so I don't have time for any of that nonsense. And rightly so. So yeah. So let's get back onto the game. Yep. I think it's going to be a toughie, and we are going to be in for one hell of a scrap in this one, because of what we are up front. This is the team that I would like us to go with. I'm not sure that he will, but one thing I am sure, he's not going to revert to 4-3-3 against this Inter team, because they are very, very good. Very good, especially at home. Stick to your 4-4-2 with the diamond arm slot. I can back you up on that. And we'll see where it goes. So, obviously, Ali in goals. Tomorrow, when the game kicks off. So, yeah, Ali in goals. Connor right back. Difficult one for me. Joey Gomez, centre of defence with Virgil van Dijk. Kirkes, left back. I think he's cementing his place now. Gravenberg, Slobosly, Jones. Do I bring Maka back into this as a 4-4-2? But do we have Wirtz in there? So it's a real difficult one. I'll put Wirtz in there, keep Maka out. And then Hugo Ekitike and Isak up top. And let's see what those two guys can do playing together. Obviously, young Rio Ungamo's in the squad, but, it's not a game for him. This is not, the 17-year-old, it's not a game for him. Yes, he can get some minutes if we're in control of the game, if we're getting beat, and he needs to bring players off for the 3 o'clock game, is it, on Saturday, against Brighton. So, So yeah, it's a difficult one, but that's what I would personally choose. As I say, the squad is very thin. Onslaught did mention that if there was any hope of Chiesa being fit, they could fly him over tomorrow. If that's the case, but it's no good. If the lad's ill, and then putting him on a plane full of, you know what it's like. You only get a cold or a sniffly nose if you jump on a plane for so many hours and you jump off it and you've picked up everybody's germs on the plane. Okay, so knowing Freddie's luck, he'd be the one that's recovered, and he'll pick up a bug, won't he? So yeah, just stay at home and just be ready for the Brighton game. So yeah. One last thing I will say about one question that Onslaught said: will Mo Salah play for the football club again? And his honest answer was, I can't answer that. He said he can't answer that. So obviously, you make up your minds there. Let's not have a mad fallout on this now, right? Salah's done what he's done. The club have reacted, okay, and backed the football team, not the individual, because it is a team game, and Mo will have to live with the consequences of what's happened. So let's not just keep going on about it. And whatever the result tomorrow, you know what's going to happen. People are saying we lost the game because Mo Salah wasn't playing, or this, that and the other. Look, we've been in a rut for a long time. We're looking for solutions to try and get out of it. And if those solutions aren't found, people are going to lose their jobs. That's the nature of football, and that's what Ali was protruding in his interview. At the end of the day, it is a game of football, and it is about the players going out and winning a game of football. So yeah. Right, that's enough from me. I'm not going to do a post-match tomorrow after the game because it's late on. I will do one on Thursday, and obviously of all the ramifications of whatever result is. And let's just put this Salah saga to one side, please, guys, and let's get behind the team. Okay, I'll speak to you on Wednesday, and enjoy your evening. Enjoy the match tomorrow. Up the Reds.